Welcome back everyone for my last day of reading and our fabulous non-fiction story about storms. Today we're going to have a look at hurricanes. So here again, my front page. I'm going to that special page, the contents page, and I'm looking up hurricanes. So here we go. It's on page 14. In this book, it's actually got two different things about hurricanes, but I've already looked ahead, and this one down here is a story. We're not going to read the story, we're actually going to look at the facts about hurricanes. So I'm going to page 14. Here we go, and it's actually called Hurricanes, Typhoons, and Cyclones. Now, your job today is going to have two parts. For the first part, you need to write down a fact that I'm going to read. So if you come across a fact that you really like, you might pause the video and you might write it down so you remember it. If you're doing this online with your teacher might pause it so that they can help you write some facts down. Okay? Let's go. Violent whirling storms, which begin over warm oceans, are known by different names in different parts of the world. In the Caribbean, they are called hurricanes, in the China Seas, typhoons, and in the Indian Ocean, cyclones. Around here in Australia, we normally call them cyclones. They happen at the top of Australia, not down here where we live. Storm clouds, rain, and howling winds of up to 300 kilometres an hour race across the sky, stirring up huge waves on the surface of the sea below. So they start over in the water and they whip up the wind and they make huge waves. When one of these tropical storms moves over onto land, strong winds and heavy rain hit the area for several hours, so it lasts for a long time. Fields, even towns, may be flooded, trees and crops get uprooted, and buildings can sometimes be destroyed. Gradually the storm dies down until at last it blows itself out. There's a picture down the bottom here of a poor plane, and can you see the plane is actually upside down? So it was caught in a really strong hurricane and it's flipped it upside down. Most tropical storms develop in summer when the seas and the air above are at their warmest. So they don't like it when it's cold. Tropical storms are always when it's warm and the water is warm. As the sea heats the air, a current of warm air rises above the water. So let's have a look at our picture here. Here is the sea down the bottom, and it's getting warmer, so the air is starting to rise up into the sky. Okay? As the winds rise, they cool and they make lots of water vapour. Now, water vapour is when the water starts to get more solid, and it makes really big clouds. At the centre of the storm is a calm area, and it's called the eye. In a circle immediately around the eye, the wind and the rain are at their fiercest, which means it has the very middle, which is super calm and nice, and then just around the outside of that, it's really, really bad. Although the air in the eye is hotter than the rest of the storm, it does not rise. Instead, it sinks back down into the water. There you go. Did you know? So here is one of our little cool facts that we looked about before. Hurricanes are given names. They could be called Hurricane Gloria or Hurricane Hugo. They have a list of names that are drawn up every year, so they write them down, so whenever there's a new hurricane, they have a name ready for it. And the word hurricane means big wind, which is exactly what a hurricane is. So let's have a think back. Hurricanes are a big windstorm. Sometimes they are called typhoons, sometimes they are called cyclones. Here in Australia, we call them cyclones. They can have a wind that goes up to 300 kilometres an hour, and they start on the water and then they come across to the land. When they come across on the land, they're very damaging. They can knock trees down, they can break buildings, they can be quite dangerous, and it will go for a long time, a couple of hours before it stops. They're formed by the sea The sea is really hot, the air starts to come up, turns into water vapor, makes a really big cloud, and then it has a storm in it. All right. So your job now is going to be to write a fact, one of those things that we just read about. You might write about how fast the winds can go. You might write about what happens when they move off the water and onto the land. When you finish that and you've written it in, you're going to take all the pages that you made this week and staple them together, and you're going to have your own weather fact book, which is very cool. There's also a super cool activity today with a cloud craft, just for fun. There's going to be another movie to help you with that as well. And I hope you have enjoyed learning facts about storms and learning about a different kind of book. So remember, we're looking at a non-fiction story this week. Thank you.